My name is Tom Larson. I'm 70 years old. I was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I've lived here my entire life except for 2 years when I lived in Boston and went to school at the Berklee College of Music. I started my career as a working musician, a gigging musician, and I started a recording studio in 1984 where among the things I did initially was recorded bands and I wrote radio jingles. I morphed into writing music for films and documentary films. And then in 1998, I got a job as an adjunct professor here at the University of Nebraska and became a tenured professor. I got this job that I have now in 2015. So I'm on my second career, and it's funny how the first one has really allowed me to have this second one. I was just kind of the right person at the right place at the right time when this job opened up. And so it's been a very, very satisfying career, and I just don't regret any of it. It's hard to say. I mean, I love listening to, take Herbie Hancock, for instance. He was playing pretty traditional jazz music in the 60s, and then he started experimenting around with electronic funk jazz in the 70s. He got into hip hop in the 80s. He's done a lot of film scoring. So, just by virtue of me being a Herbie Hancock fan, that covers a whole bunch of genres right there. I think the music, the pop and rock music from the 60s and 70s and just jazz as a broad category are probably my favorites. Definitely the Beatles, absolutely. I think it was more influential in the past, and here's why. The music, the people that were concerned about progressive causes and fighting against discrimination and were against the war, they expressed those feelings in music. Well, it's interesting. I'm not going to say anything bad about anything because I remember when I was young and my mom would talk about listening to, she and her girlfriends would buy a Tommy Dorsey record, and there was like 20 seconds in the middle where Frank Sinatra would sing. They would listen to that, and then they would pick up the needle and, they'd listen to that 20 seconds over and over and over again. And, when I was coming up, the thought of Elvis Presley being a star was just repugnant because he was like an old fogey to me. He was the 50s and I'm the 60s, And since then I've learned just, really to appreciate his music and how important he was. And the cycle just keeps going on. Music started getting really overproduced in the 70s, and that resulted in the punk movement. Same thing happened with Dylan. It started in the early 60s. We started getting all this, Be My Baby and, overproduced music, and Bob Dylan comes along with this real rough and tumble type of thing. Michael Jackson was knocked off of the #1 list by Nirvana. This really polished electronic music, and it comes, he gets replaced by this just grungy stuff. So it's just, this is one of the things that's really cool about pop music is it's just always sort of, once it starts going too much this way, somebody plants their flag over here and tries to destroy that, and I love that about it. I am, of course, from the vinyl era, but I don't listen to... This is my CD player. I mean, I just was given a couple CDs by a guest artist, and, I'm never going to listen to them. I don't have a turntable, so I stream. I think it's essential. Mm-hmm. Well, it should be political. I think there's something about music that releases chemicals in our body. We listen to music and it makes us feel happy or sad, or it makes us feel. It inspires us. It motivates us. I teach an entrepreneurship class, music entrepreneurship class, and I recognize fully that the music business has changed tremendously, especially in the last 25 years. The main thing I try to express in my class is that, the music business is very different now, but there's a lot more opportunities out there. If you want to make a living in the music business, you just need to, dive deep and figure out what's going on and where it's going on, and meet people, make connections, and so